the bass player for R.E.M, Mike Mills, was the point man on this project. I had known Mike previously because he was one of the admirers of the group Big Star, with which I had worked back in the 70s. He was one of the alternative bands that just looks upon Big Star as being the holy grail, the Big Star Third. And so when Big Star was out doing some tribute concerts, they would invite a lot of these musicians from these alternative bands to like Yola Tango and gosh, just lots of alternative band members that just love that Big Star record that we did way back when. So I got to know Mike a little bit, and I actually had worked with R.E.M previously, and they asked me before I did the session in Nashville. Their producer was Scott Litt, with whom I had worked at the power station like 20 years before. And so that's how Scott knew to call me when he got into town. I was asked with whom I had worked by the members of the group, and they were on the phone with me. And I was about to play keyboards on the record. And we were down at Sound Emporium and in Nashville. And so I read through a list of people with whom, like big names that I'd worked with, and they were just kind of like, okay. And I got down to like 25 on the list, and I put Big Star there, and I put Big Star on, and they all said, "Dude, you're hired." So that's what started my relationship with R.E.M. And then having worked with Mike on these Big Star tribute concerts, Mike finally had the concept. He wanted to do an R.E.M show that was like the first half of which was just these well-known R.E.M songs that had just been kind of stripped down to the bone and then rebuilt back up just in an orchestral mode. No band involved, just orchestra. So he was basically the ringleader for all of that. There is a fellow named David Malamud, very talented young orchestrator from the New York area that split the duties with me. And in the second half of the show is the Mike Mills Concerto for Violin and Rock Band, which is a very interesting piece of music that Mike has written. So the show is touring now, and it's been fairly successful. The fans, I went to the opening down in Atlanta a year and a half ago, and it's just, the fans just go crazy over this stuff. So I was really pleased about that. They've got more big orchestras lined up to perform the show coming up, so I'm certainly looking forward to that.